What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles. Today I want to talk about something that is somewhat trending in the credit card YouTube world. The once award-winning American Express Gold Card has been basically dragged through the mud, and I wanted to get to the bottom of that. In this video I want to discuss the good and bad of the American Express flagship product, and I'll let you decide if the hate is deserved. I do personally use this card, but I think I have a unique perspective in that I both love it and hate it. Let's go over the general attributes of the card first, and we have to note that the card comes in the original and classic gold color, and they even allow you to order one in pink if that's your thing. I guess they're calling it rose gold. Now I have to say that my Amex Gold Card is definitely the card that gets the most attention. I'm not saying it's a flex, but it's definitely a thick, bold looking card, if that matters to you. Does this card come with a bonus? Of course it does. Right now, the public welcome offer may be as low as 60,000 Amex MR points after spending $6,000 in 6 months. I know a lot has been said about the minimum spend requirement going up, but they're giving you longer to reach it now. So I feel like that's a wash. As with so many Amex cards, there are several different bonuses if you know how to look for them. Some of them will be 90 or 100,000 MR points, so it's worth shopping around if you're not in a hurry. Let's go over the strengths of the Gold Card, the earnings. And I think this is where some folks go wrong when they evaluate if this card is for them. This card is meant to be used. It gets 4 times Amex MR points at US supermarkets and dining. Yes, that includes takeout and delivery services within the US. One thing I want to note is that there aren't a ton of really good supermarket cards when it comes to transferable currencies. Chase doesn't have much in the way of a permanent earner, but Capital One has the Saver One and Citi has the Premier Card. Those cards can earn 3 times, which is actually really good, but I just think MR points are a step above most other currencies. Just know that nothing is going to beat the Gold Card for folks that eat food here in the United States. But that still doesn't mean it's for everyone, and we'll talk about that. If you don't have a dedicated travel card, the Gold earns a respectable 3 times on flights booked with airlines and on Amex Travel. Just 1 point on everything else. All that comes with a $250 premium annual fee, and that's when we start getting into the part that separates the opinions. See, that $250 is not insignificant, so we need to talk about how we can get that value back besides the points earnings, which are admittedly substantial. And we do that in true American Express fashion, which has earned the very tired moniker of the coupon card. Yes, the Amex credits. Let's just get it out there. The first credit is a $120 dining credit, which is broken up into $10 monthly credits, which can drive some folks crazy, including myself. And to make matters worse, it isn't just a general dining credit. It's for a few select merchants such as Shake Shack, Grubhub, Cheesecake Factory, and a couple other places I've never even heard of. The next $120 credit is also broken up into $10 credits in the form of Uber Cash. This can be used for Uber rides or Uber Eats, so if you're scoring at home, those that can easily use these credits will earn a somewhat controversial $240 yearly. Obviously, there's going to be some issue with purchasing food in this way because there's a really good chance the price is inflated. But there are plenty of tips floating around to try to get the most out of this. This card is a full service card, so it will have no foreign transaction fees and plenty of purchase and travel protections. But one benefit that gets overlooked, in my opinion, is the hotel collection benefit. It's a hotel travel portal that, when booked, will give you a few additional benefits on your 2-night minimum stay. You'll get a $100 property credit, and for me, I generally consider that a dinner or a few lounge beverages, but hey, $100 is $100. The hotel collection also gets you a room upgrade when available. The hotels in this collection aren't as expensive as with the program's Big Brother, the Fine Hotels and Resorts program. So for me, these properties really fit in as good options. I have used this program in Dubai to book the Atlantis, and I was truly amazed at what it actually got me. I received a completely separate check-in and an upgrade to a room with executive lounge access. It's just a great program that, in my opinion, is kind of slept on, especially if you don't have any extreme hotel loyalty. One last thing as far as what this card provides, don't ever sleep on Amex offers. I've gotten plenty of great restaurant offers on my Gold Card, and some of those can go a long way to offset this annual fee. So guys, that is the nuts and bolts of the Amex Gold Card. So let's dive into the love-hate relationship so many of us and YouTube seems to have with this card. Let me get this out before I burst. I absolutely despise the credits. I hate the fact that they are monthly, and I do not like that I have to change my behavior to get any value at all from them. I have missed months before, and if you miss it, it's gone. No going back. It's not like I don't Uber when I travel. I rarely rent cars. I like to use ride shares, but I don't travel every single month, and I want to be able to consistently use that card. So I think the credits, which are the most likely way to get back that hefty annual fee, are just a pain in the butt for so many of us. However, I have found ways to make it a little easier. I have a Smoothie King close to the gym, and I've gotten into the routine of squatting on the weekends. So afterwards, I treat myself to a 15,000 calorie protein smoothie. I use Grubhub for that, and I pick it up. For the Uber Cash, while there are months that I order an outrageously priced burrito or something like that while I'm at work, and as long as I don't dwell on it, it's not that big of a deal. I just don't value that credit at $120, maybe $60, but 120 plus 60 equals 180 bucks, and I think I can use a couple Amex offers over the course of the year to make that annual fee almost even. So my next point is, what happens if we can make it even? What if we can mitigate that $250 annual fee? Well, then you have a card that can basically generate more transferable currencies than just about any other card on the market. Supermarkets and dining are monster categories, and 4 times on those just can't be beat. I've tried. There are some exceptions if you want to jump through hoops with multiple business cards and gift cards, but that's not likely worth the trouble for most of us. So who are these folks that are knocking the gold card? Well, first off, the gold is not perfect. It really only works here in the US, so if you spend a lot of time outside of the country, then it's not going to be a hitter for you. I will admit to you guys this. I'm an Amex fanboy, but I don't even put them in the rotation when I leave the country. I think a large amount of folks have gotten the gold card because the earnings are impressive, and it really is one of those cards that most of us YouTubers have really pushed in the past. Now folks have found out that they don't spend a ton of money on groceries, and some people that are still living with someone that does the household grocery shopping. You know who you are. Also, single people just aren't going to power through the spend to see those MR points stack like someone who has a family with children. Any of you with kids knows that you can't buy enough food. They'll eat everything. Then there are folks that maybe don't travel often or live in rural areas where Grubhub and Uber Eats might not even be an option. If you can't get any value from the credits, you're going to end up with a headache. But if you can live with those credits, I'm not saying you have to love them, but if they are tolerable through therapy or substance abuse or drinking, and you have spend on groceries and dining, then you have a powerhouse that can fund a lot of your travel. If I were to focus on MR points, my gold card could easily get me over 80,000 MR points per year without putting any effort or thought into it. I understand that's not a crazy amount of points, but that's not bad for just 2 spending categories. And remember, those are MR points, so we can get good value from those. One more thing, having a dedicated food card is a lot easier on that player too that you expect to know everything all the time. Gold equals food, and they'll be good in most cases. Here is my take on the love and hate with the Amex Gold. In 2024, I have decided I will be keeping my gold card. I've tried to replace it several times and I have given up. Groceries and dining, all gold, all the time. I plan on racking up transferable currencies without getting a bunch of new cards next year, so I have my work cut out for me. If you want more information on the American Express Gold, check out my new organized card link in the description below. Using my link really supports the channel, and it allows me to give you mostly unsponsored content because that's what you prefer anyway, right? And if you used my link in the past, I sincerely thank you. Guys, in the comments below, I want to hear, what do you think about the gold card? Overrated, pain in the butt, or the flagship of the greatest credit card issuer in the United States? Guys, that's it for me. If you have stayed all the way to the end, I thank you and I appreciate every single one of you.